Hey everybody, welcome back to the wood shop.
What happened to our workbench?
I don't know, it was here a second ago. Oh no, there's been a rip in the space-time continuum. We're in the 19th century.
Just kidding! Although this is an antique table, and it is likely from the 19th century, we're getting ready to do a restoration.
This is going to be a multi-part video series where you will watch us journey through the restoration of this antique table.
If you want to come along with us, be sure to hit subscribe.
The first step in the process is disassembly. We have to take this thing apart. So let's get started. Well, as you can see, we found the workbench and we now have the table up here on its top. And we can see that people have added some screws over the years to try to shore this up a little bit. You can see it's a little wobbly. And it does have most of the original hardware under here.
Now when this table was made, it was designed to extend. So you can see there, this goes out pretty far. The owner, we don't think they know where the leaves are. So we're going to talk to them about making this possibly a solid square table. If they would still like for it to extend, we'll go that route too. We'll just have to construct those couple extra leaves to go with it. We'll keep them involved throughout the entire process because there's a lot of things that we do need to discuss about what their vision is for the final product. All right, the first thing we're going to do is remove the skirt. All around this table, there's one side where the skirt is completely missing, so we're going to have to replicate that. So that's going to be on down the road in this series. But these are flathead screws. They're coming out very easily. I think some of them are original, some of them are not, but they're very old. So let's take a look here. You can see that's rusted all the way down. You can see, hopefully, that this had some kind of like a pocket hole type construction. Those screws were put in on an angle. You may not be able to see in this shot. One skirt runs the whole length of the tabletop. On the opposite side, or the adjoining side I should say, the skirt is made up in multiple pieces. So we're just going to keep working our way around the table. We can tell based on the style of the screws that are left in this piece of skirt, these are older. And this piece of skirt is not really attached very well. This one over here is doing all the work. There's some kind of stamp here. Ooh, that's interesting. I'd love to be able to read that. I can tell you that it says Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Well, these screws have a Phillips head. And you can see that these have been added later on. Someone has replaced the older screws with these. If you look at the top of this leg, you can see how it was originally attached with this bolt here and a nail on each side. And at some point in time, somebody has put some screws in this. I guess the leg must have got wobbly or something, but they're in this side and the other side, so I'll have to take those out.
Alright, the next thing we're going to do is remove these casters. They do not work super well, and we're just going to take them off. If the client wants these replaced, we can do that. If not, we may come up with some alternative for these legs to sit flush to the floor.
Well, as you can see, we have the table all took apart and ready for the next step. Now, in the process, we did find a better stamp on this board that you can actually make out what it says.
That's right. So it was between this board and the table, so there wasn't as much dirt and gunk all over it. And we could make out that it said Choate. You can still see that it says Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And there's a dash. It's Choate dash HOL, and then it kind of wears out right here. So with the miracle of technology, we Googled Choate, Oshkosh, Wisconsin furniture. We thought, there has to be something somewhere that explains what this stamp is. And sure enough, we found that there was a Choate Hollister furniture company in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and they were in business from 1892 to 1899. On April 12, 1899, the factory burned down and it was never rebuilt. So it's pretty interesting that the furniture company was only in business 7 years, and our client has ended up with one of these surviving tables, and that's one of them that we're working on.
Now, the next part of this video series, you will get to see us strip all of this down to bare wood. So if you want to keep up with this video series about this table, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. You can also check us out on Facebook and at our website, Wood Songs by Russell.
Thanks again for joining us today. Happy woodworking!